Hey everyone, and welcome back to No, don't go! No! Bye. Bye. Okay, hey everyone, welcome back to Let's Play No Man's Sky. And yes, we're in a little bit of a different location from where we last left off, and it's because I've spent a few sessions grinding from when we last recorded to now, and I've saved up a fair amount of credits, 1.6 million credits, which should hopefully be enough to buy us a decent ship. The ship that we just saw fly off, the one that looked a little bit like Serenity from Firefly, that was 1.3 million, and I'm hoping I can get my hands on one of those, but not before we upgrade the hyperdrive on this little thing first, because, well, we've got a checklist, and I want to make sure we go through the checklist, because on my previous playthrough, as far as I got, which wasn't very far, if you kind of go out of order or acquire items from different locations, it screws up the checklist a little bit. It's a bit buggy, and it might have been fixed already, but I don't really want to take the chances. Ooh, hello, where are you guys going? Oh, here by the looks of it, cool. But speaking of the hyperdrive, the weirdest thing happened while I was grinding, because it took me a few sessions to get everything that I wanted and everything that I needed, and in one of those sessions, when I logged on, the game gave me the plans for the hyperdrive. And normally, because I actually got about this far in my previous playthrough, you need to go to a courier who will give you the hyperdrive plans, and then you build the hyperdrive. It seems we completely skipped that point, because the beacon would lead you to the courier would give you the hyperdrive plans, and then you'd be able to build it. Nope. Looks like we skipped that, unfortunately. So, I'm sorry we skipped that little bit. I wanted to keep you guys updated on that, to say that I didn't purposely go ahead without you. Weird things just happened with the game. I guess there are still a few bugs that need to be worked out. Anyway, what we need is a dynamic resonator, and the checklist says that we need to get that from the space station. Over... there you are. I hate how... okay, look at... you see the space station marker? Very close to our reticule. It's not by the edge of the screen, which is cool, but unfortunately, whenever I go mining, I feel like that really throws me off on where I'm aiming. It's not too big of a deal when you're I want to go up. Up, so I can use my pulse drive. It's not too big of a deal when you're mining, because usually you're mining things that are pretty massive. What happened to us? Did I just keep pulling up accidentally? Come on. But when you're fighting enemies, because I've actually stumbled across a few hostile enemies whilst I was mining, if you're aiming at where that marker is instead of where your reticule actually is, it can really mess you up. Alright. Speaking of the marker, there we go. I'm still getting used to flying the ship, especially in space. I'm pretty decent when it comes to flying the ship on the ground, but when it comes to flying the ship in space, then I have no idea what's going on. Oh yes! And, hold on, before we get any closer, ooh! I can hyperdrive while looking through my inventory. This is dangerous. Don't text and drive, kids. Actually, I need to go into the pause menu, don't I? Never mind. I've decided to name the system Oglania, because I couldn't think of a nice way to work in ObsessedGames into a system name. So, OG for ObsessedGames and Lania for the system, Oglania. And then Breach is the planet we started off on, because I named it Breach because we breached out of there. I don't know. It was a weird jump in logic, but just bear with me. And Barren Sprawl, because when we first landed on that planet, I think it said it was kind of barren, and it turned out not to be. So Barren Sprawl, a little bit of both. And yes, we also have the matter of that little slime ball that we found in our last session to name. We do have a name, guys and gals, and we actually got a fair few names. Only a few people commented on the video, but I had a few friends approach me after the video went up to suggest their own names. But the names we got were Squishy, which was a nice reference to Dory from Finding Nemo. We got Slimebob Roundpants. We had Francis, Bouncy Face Mouse, or Jumpy Blue-Green Slime Face. And I hope you guys know what I'm gonna go for. It's gotta be the Finding Nemo reference. It was adorable, because I'm trying to remember the exact reference. Basically, Dory goes up to the thing, I shall name you Squishy, and you shall be my Squishy. And that is what that thing will be. In fact, we're going to name it now. Where are you? Nope. Discoveries. We actually found a couple of them. That was the new one I found. But the original, the one that I showed in the video, is way back at the beginning. I think it was the very first creature I discovered on that planet. Okay, we are gonna name you Squishy, and you shall be my Squishy. Interesting. I'm not gonna name any of these. Squishy. There we go. Squishy, I hope you like your new name.
Units received.
Alright, and I'll name the other one a little later on, but that one probably won't be as special. It might be Slimebob Roundpants, because I really do like that name. That was a name suggested by one of my friends. Anyway, Ensign Roll. Oh, wait, no. I don't need to speak to you. I need to speak to this machine. Damn, I gave you some of my carbon already. Keep the flowers. Alright, hopefully I can remember what it is that I actually need to buy. Dynamic Resonator, I believe it is. And I'm actually kind of tempted to buy the suspension fluid, because it's... Oh wait, no, it's at a premium. That's what the star means. I've been kind of learning the ins and outs of the trading system in this game. I assumed the star meant that it's a good time to buy it now, but no, it's at a premium, and it would be reckless of me to buy that right now. Anyway, let's upgrade our ship real quick. We have the Dynamic Resonator, and we have enough iridium and then some. Wrong button. I'm still getting used to the controls. Hyperdrive achieved. Acquire hyperdrive technology. Build hyperdrive. Fuel hyperdrive. What kind of fuel does it take? Charged with warp cell.
Technology recharge.
What? That's 20%? Jeez. Warp is going to be expensive, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? Okay. We've got to learn how to collect antimatter. Enable galactic travel accomplished. As well as a few other things in the interim that I still need to fill you guys up on. I've actually managed to learn about 50 new words since we last recorded as well. I basically just kept talking to the same person over and over again and trading with him in order to get new words. It's a bit of a boring way to get new words, but it's a way to get new words consistently, because you just have to keep speaking to them, but you also need to go mining for carbon in order to speak to them. Anyway, let's take a look at our galactic map. So, how do we use this system? Oh. That's how we use the system. Okay, but what if I do want to travel towards the galactic center, but what if I don't? What if I want to travel, in a different direction? What happens if I deselect? Ooh. Ooh. Hello. Oh wow. I don't think I'm gonna be, hold on, let's select this. I don't think I'm gonna be able to just warp to this area. Nope. Warp reactor Sigma required, but I could if I had a really good warp reactor. And that looks pretty far from where we started. Okay, let's hit the home button. That takes us there. Ooh, okay. And we can choose between free exploration mode and path towards the core. Path towards the core makes it pretty simple to select where to go next for the fastest journey to the core, I suppose. And free selection just allows you to do what we just did. Alright, well, let's go towards the core. And hit warp 9.9. Okay, maybe warp 1. We don't have that core just yet. I kind of like how all of my systems have basically just turned off, and my speedometer on the bottom left isn't even recognizing that we're going at speed. That's really interesting. And we're here. Ooh. Ooh, it's very green. What are... Okay, hold on. Let's... Nope. Aim at these because I... Yeah, an antimatter recipe would be really handy right about now, because otherwise we're pretty much stuck here. Alright, I want to see what's in these guys. More thamium. I just thought because they looked kind of green, there might be emerald in them, but thamium makes a lot more sense because, well, we need it for our pulse engines. Alright, so let's take a quick look around us. Oh, actually, let's give the system a quick scan.
Alert. Navigational data received.
Whereabouts? Manufacturing facility on that planet over there. There's a space station not too far away from us, and there is a freighter. I gotta see this freighter. Whoa! What? Hang on, what? Where'd it go? Did I just go through it? What? There were ships right here! Anyone? Oh, there you are. Okay, and now let's not use our pulse drive, let's go in gingerly. I wonder if there's a place we can dock on one of these ships, explore it? Mayhaps? Alright. Container! Reinforced. Destroy. No! We are not gonna be pirates! I know I was definitely eyeing up one of those ships that looked like the Firefly ship, Serenity, but I'm not gonna be a rogue in this game. At least not without a more powerful ship at the very least. This little thing will get me killed. Look at those cannons. Those cannons are bigger than the size of my ship. Okay, well, I guess we've done enough sightseeing. Let's go to the manufacturing facility, because I take it that's where we're gonna get the antimatter recipe. Alright, so quick little detour on our way to the manufacturing facility, because I spotted this little ruin on our way over, and that reminded me that I'd found a few ruins on our previous planet, and it was kind of interesting because on each ruin there seems to be something that explains a little bit of the civilization that left it. In this case, probably the vy'keens. The vy'keens in particular seem to not like the Sentinels at all. In fact, they really hate the Sentinels. Words that kind of kept coming up were destroy, enemy, and that they seem to be holding the vy'keens back somehow. Somehow the Sentinels have been holding the vy'keens back. I wonder if this is going to be similar, in which case you'll see what I mean. The whispers of the vy'keen ancients fill the air. Suddenly words etched themselves upon the marker and then deep into my mind. It came to pass that the great monolith awoke. It heard the challenge of Herc. 5 times Herc called upon it and was met by silence. On the 6th cry, it awoke. Oh. Interesting. Okay. Doesn't exactly support what I was saying. Oh, I need to stop doing that. Doesn't exactly support what I was saying, but I've also just realized this is a very warm planet and I should probably get back to my ship. But first, I want to search for more knowledge stones. Why can I never park closer? Why do I suck so bad at parking my ship? Oh. Are those hostile? They look vaguely hostile. Temperament cautious. Okay, that's okay. I can deal with cautious as long as they're not aggressive. Alright, let's take a look at what this manufacturing facility has to offer us. After I hit the save button, because that's probably a good idea before going into unknown territory, especially when they're surrounded by sentinels. Boltcaster, mining beam. Install boltcaster in multi-tool to break through reinforced doors. Yeah, with these guys kind of hovering around, I feel like breaking the door is going to attract some unwanted attention from these guys. Saving, definitely. Oh, let's leave that for after I get into this fight. Reload already? And uh-oh. Oh no. 3 of them? I only saw 2. Where was the 3rd one hiding? Go away, go away, go away, go away, go away. I should have made some grenades. I really should have made some grenades because this... Ooh, come on. Sorry, focusing, fighting, can't speak at the same time. Oh, my health is not doing too good. Oh. I hope more sentinels are not on the way right now. What do you do? Debris. Ooh, okay. Those, I think, actually do sell for a decent amount. That's good to know. Let's actually bust open the door so we can get to some kind of modicum of safety. Because I'm not sure those... What?! You're really making me fight for it, aren't you? You're really making me fight for this thing. At least there's some decent terrain to hide around. Anyway, I was about to say that upon my travels between episodes, I'd actually found somebody who needed some help with their suit. And in exchange, they gave me a brand new multi-tool. And the new Omni tool is pretty good. Hold on. Because all of this, except for the analysis visor and the bolt caster, came as standard. Let's charge you with plutonium. And you are actually charged. Okay. Good to know. I'll have to remember that for next. Hold on. Let's try it now. Did that just not do anything? Oh boy. Good. Now get inside. Alright, alarms are going off. But, at the same time, I think we're in the clear. I think we're safe, for now at least. Oh, that was not fun. I'm definitely gonna have to speak to some people about giving me health and shields. Somewhere below my feet, I hear the endless churn of automated machinery, performing unknown tasks for unknown masters. A screen flickers into life and letters stamp themselves across it. Nada nada, escape Atlas, find us nada nada. Say what? And then a formula is displayed. How to make my own antimatter. With this knowledge, I can create warp cells, the final puzzle piece. I can now travel anywhere I please. Or should I follow Atlas? I did not have enough time to read that. Alright, electron... Really? What? Okay, let's take a look at what's needed for this stuff. We need suspension fluid, and... Can we make suspension fluid? No, we cannot. Alright. So we're gonna have to buy a whole bunch of those from some sort of trader. Unfortunately, I did not see any on my way here. Okay, so the next thing that we need to do is to somehow find a trading base where we can get some suspension fluid. Or, you know, we could get distracted by the closest shiny thing that we find, which just happened to be this over the next hill. Alright, let's try and get some contextual clues from these knowledge stones. I don't know whether they do give contextual clues. There we go. Temperature. Or whether they are kind of just random words that they give you. I'm hoping they're contextual, though, because that would really help me solve whatever problems this monolith gives me. This is a monolith? Landmark. I'm trying to read the glyphs on the ancient monument when I feel a strange chill. A layer of frozen gas suddenly coats the monolith from top to bottom. It's so cold that I can see my breath inside my helmet. There is one small gap in the crystal ice, and I feel convinced that I should feed some of my mind elements through it so they can come into contact with the monolith behind. Okay. Isotope. Really handy. I'm really glad I learned that word. Ooh, actually. I don't know. I don't know if it's an isotope because they're two separate sentences. Isotope Jahan, zu thaws. So really, do we want it to be an isotope or do we want it to not be an isotope? I don't know. Hang on. 10 carbon, really? It's a shame we don't know what zoo is. Alright. I'm gonna go with silicate. Because I don't know what Jahan means. Aw. The warrior is young and looks terrified. Military orders for an upcoming operation fill its terminal screen. When it sees its eyes widen and it drops to the floor on its knees, proffers its multi-tool up towards me. It yelps, sound pleading. This is interesting. The fear in its movements are more than apparent. It's so on edge that it doesn't seem aware of the security cameras that surround us, watching its every move. I don't know. I really wish I had more names. This is one of the reasons why I ground for more names during my grinding session. It wasn't just for materials, It was for more words, I should say. And it feels like I'm not learning enough of the right words, if I'm brutally honest. I mean, it's pleading. Let's take it, but I'm really apprehensive. Uh-oh. Whoops. I didn't mean to do that. It's only got 9 slots as well. This is not what I wanted. Nope, decline. Has decreased. No! Oh, we're gonna have to fix that. Alright, we now have an electron vapor, which the suspension fluid was about 20,000 credits. I was a little bit concerned at first, but then I realized that's about half the credits that antimatter was. So really, we're cutting the price of antimatter down by half, not including the other resources. Ooh, I completely forgot that I needed to recharge you. We're close enough to our ship, fortunately. That one. Okay, good. Let's go ahead and find ourselves some zinc. Why no, officer? I didn't see a thing. The crystals just exploded all on their own. Okay, I think we're clear. 80 words, not too bad. And you know, I think we might have enough zinc to craft ourselves some antimatter. Let's take a look. Oh, yes, we just need more iridium. That's all we need. All right. That we can definitely find by flying around. So, as it turns out, I actually had some iridium in my inventory, which I just transferred over to my exosuit. Now we should be able to make antimatter. Perfect. Alright. So, antimatter into warp cell, and warp cell into our hyperdrive. Perfect. That means we have one more jump in us. Although, I'm definitely going to want to fill that thing all the way up because I'm not too comfortable with having enough fuel just to get to the next location. Activate hyperspace. Open galactic map in space by pressing down on the D-pad. Wow. I need to be in space for that, don't I? But first, I'm going to do the usual thing of doing a little bit of grinding since we are on a new planet and I've seen a bunch of materials that I don't think I've seen before, specifically these things. Hold on. Let's find out what it is together, okay? And then we're gonna cut. Because potentially, this stuff could sell for a fair amount. Aluminium. You know, I don't really know how much you sell for. Let's clear some space in our inventory. We're gonna whittle this down and then see how much it sells for. Totally didn't even notice that this drop pod was right next to where we were mining the aluminium. Perfect. Alright, well, I will happily take another inventory slot, although it will cost me 60,000 credits. I really hope that aluminium pays for that. Ooh, hey, those were ships. Alright, that must mean there's a trading post near here, and if there's a trading post, then there's going to be some more ships, which I can potentially buy, as well as people who are going to be selling suspension fluid, because I want to rack up some of those to fuel up my warp cells. Ah, perfect. I can still see you guys. I'm coming to get you. I'm coming to trade with you, whether you like it or not. Alright, I've been following them for a while and I'm breaking off real quick because I've seen a drop pod. I don't think I'm going to be able to find this trading post that they're going to anytime soon without following them consistently. And I've lost the drop pod already. No! No! Where is it? So I think instead, I think it's right below us. I think instead what we're going to do is just go straight up to the space station. I don't think we're going to find too many materials that I'm looking for on this planet. Not yet. I haven't seen any yet anyway. So I've decided we're going to go to a space station, then check out one of the other planets because there are supposed to be 3 in the system. And hopefully one of those will be a little bit better. Ooh, I can already see a ship coming in for us, although it looks a little bit tiny. I know it's really far away, but it looks really tiny, and I'm not sure I'm a fan of the green aesthetic. Alright, well, I'm not going to hang around. I'm going to go straight up here to hopefully sell a bunch of the stuff that we've collected. We've got a bunch of fascination beads as well. Are you a news anchor? Ah, I thought you were a news anchor for a second because that looked like a green screen behind you. Hi. Liquidator. I'm not going to try and pronounce your name, but you look like a liquidator in more ways than one. You look like you're a bartender of sorts. What's your deal, buddy? Interloper, vy'keen Allegiance, Sentinel Allegiance. Ha! You're questioning whether I am allied to you or the Sentinels. I'm gonna go with the Warriors. Perfect! Shows me appreciation by handing me tribute. And ooh! That's handy. And my vy'keen standing has increased. That's exactly what I was looking for and hoping for. That makes up for the mistake I made earlier. Alright. Technology. Restore shields. We don't need it. And now we're going to sell a bunch of stuff. Aluminium's decent for price, but it's definitely no replacement for emerald. And ooh, fascination beads are doing well. Alright. But they're both in the positive, and that's what currently matters. We're going to keep a hold of our zinc. Titanium is selling for a premium. Iridium we're going to keep as well. And ooh, let's take a look at our starship inventory. Thamium we need, plutonium we need, and that's really all that I have on my ship. Okay, we're going to buy hopefully some suspension fluid. Yes, perfect. Ooh, that's going to be costly. You know what? We're going to check to see any ships dock and whether their prices are going to be any better. That's the good thing about a trading post like this. You can just go to different ships and see if their offers are better. Speaking of which, ooh, they're pouring in now. Unfortunately, I'm not really seeing any ships that I like the look of immediately. This one might do in a pinch, though. We'll trade first, so that I have a little bit more money to bargain with, and so that he has a little bit less money to bargain with. 24 slots, which is decent, but 1.5, that's going to clean me out completely. And then I'm going to have to fill up on the hyperdrive as well as the pulse engine. I should have thought about that. I shouldn't have filled up the hyperdrive. In which case, we might as well buy our next ship in the next system so that we're spending the fuel properly. Alright, well, we're going to get some suspension fluids first. Unfortunately, it looks like everybody's got exactly the same markup for suspension fluid, which is... it's somewhat frustrating because it means no matter what, I'm going to have to buy it. Alright, so I've got my hands on 4 pieces of suspension fluid. Unfortunately, that left me a little bit drained in terms of resources. Well, in terms of units. Not too happy about that, but at least they're replenishable. And fortunately, we haven't found a ship that we like just yet. I'm hoping we find that in the next sector because, I mean, we've got warp cells to burn, and as we've just learned, they're kind of expensive. So I want to make the most of that warp cell, get to the next sector, get to the next system, and find a new ship there. Unfortunately, though, I've run out of time for recording today, so hopefully we'll find our dream ship in the next sector and come up with a name for it. I've got a few names in mind, but it depends on which ship I end up settling for. You know, it's got to match the personality. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time.